delayed OJ podcast episode. Jamie and I have had very busy lives.
Yes.
Jamie's obviously still a student. I have job, plural. So we're busy, but we finally found free time to be able to sit down and just yap about podcasty things. So that's what we're doing today. Mute yourself.
No, I was giggling at your podcasty things.
Okay.
Gotta remember.
We got a new mic.
Yeah.
So we're hoping audio improves on at least one end. But she keeps pressing the mute button while we were practicing for it today. And so this could be
It'll be fine.
Disaster.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Today, in this video, we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs because they start this weekend, which is, I forget how quick of a season football is, because to me it feels like it just started.
The issue is I have not watched, I think, a single NFL game this season. I have kept up on what happened. I guess I've been on sometimes when I'm walking around, but I've been busy. For one, and two, I'm a Pats fan, and we were really good, but apparently us being really good still infuriates me because Tom Brady left us, so I'm still holding on to some resentment, even though Drake May that's his nickname, by the way. Drake May.
Okay.
Peak creativity is killing it and could be the MVP.
Yeah.
But I digress.
I've watched 2 games, and that's only because one, the Packers played during Thanksgiving, so we watched it during Thanksgiving, and then they also played right after Christmas when I had a Christmas party, so I also watched them play then. The Packers, there was a downfall. You'll see later, they're not going anywhere. Yeah, they made playoffs, but that's it. That's all they're gonna do.
I will say, I have kept up on the season. There's this really funny, football YouTuber named Tom Rossi, and I have watched his videos for years. So I am aware of what's going on, kind of.
Yeah. I do have some awareness to the world. There's a lot of teams that no one expected to be here. There's a lot of teams that everyone expected to be here and they're not. It's very.
From my understanding, it's been a wild season that I have avoided.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out.
So.
Shall we get into our previous?
Yes, before the season started, we did do predictions for the playoffs. So we're gonna kind of go through that and see where we all went wrong.
You know what? I'm going to say that my overall thoughts haven't changed too much. In terms of how I got there, different. But my overall thoughts haven't changed, too much.
My teams are very different.
Do you want to start with the AFC or the NFC?
It doesn't matter.
I have AFC written on top.
Oh, okay. So we can start with the AFC. I'm just going to go through who I had just making it, just because we got to quickly go through it. So I had Chargers, Colts, Bengals, Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens.
So I had Broncos, Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs, Chargers, Texans, Bills. And I'm looking off to the side because that's where my brain is.
If I'm looking down is where my piece of paper and stuff is.
Yeah. I have it electronically because I was all extra about it.
The 2 teams I had playing in the AFC finals games was the Bills versus the Ravens, and I thought the Bills were gonna win.
I had Chiefs Bills, and I thought Bills were going to win.
Okay. Chiefs fell off. They were kind of struggling before that even happened.
I know. They had not been playing great. We don't need to go into the, exact specifics.
Yeah. NFC, I have Lions, 49ers, Vikings, Buccaneers, Commanders, and the Packers.
And the
Eagles. I forgot about that one.
So, I had Commanders. I have them written as commies because it makes me giggle internally.
Oh my god.
Commanders, Buccaneers, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Rams, Eagles. And then I had the NFC Championship being... I was really high on the Commanders. So I had the Commanders and the Eagles.
I had Packers, Eagles, but I knew the Eagles were going to be the ones to move on. And
I had Eagles going through. Don't worry. I was really high on the Commanders.
And I thought with the Eagles versus the Bills, I thought the Bills would win the Super Bowl this year.
Me too.
Yep.
I'm still low-key high on the Bills, but...
Oh, I'm not.
I actually do have, like, logic-ish and reasons for it, but we can get into it when we get into our actual
Yes.
bracket.
Okay.
Part of it is, like, you're probably more aware of what's going on with, like, NFC teams and, like, your specific division.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm really aware of what's happening in my specific division.
Yeah, but also I put a lot of emotion into my pickings, and teams I don't like or, like, don't want, I choose the other. So, and I like a good upset, too. Those are always fun. So,
I agree.
let's get into the AFC. We have, in the wild card in the first round, we have the Steelers versus the Texans, the Jaguars versus...
No, we're doing NFC. No, we're doing AFC.
That's the AFC.
What am I doing? Oh, I wrote Steelers as Pittsburgh. That's why. I was looking and I'm like, I don't see FC. I have it written as, like, the abbreviations too. I'm like, where the hell is it?
Oh my god. Anyways, we have Steelers versus Texans,
I know they're in the AFC.
Jaguars versus Bills, Patriots versus Chargers, and the Broncos get a bye to the next round.
Yes.
So,
Yes, they do.
first...
I'm pissed, by the way, that the Broncos...
I hate it!
We have
I hate it.
And I get it, like, they have the tiebreaker, but... I wanted to win.
So Steelers versus Texans, I have the Steelers winning.
I know.
Oh, we're already off.
I think the Texans is, one, just in general, the better team
Mm-hmm.
than the Steelers, and two, I really dislike Aaron Rodgers.
That's fair enough.
So,
That is...
I have actual logic, which is I do think the Texans are just the better team, and then I have angry logic, and they're aligned, so I get to just pick the Texans.
Also, I just realized I'm wearing a green shirt. It is not a Packers shirt. We're doing hockey stuff later, so it's a Minnesota Wild shirt. Just so everyone's aware. I don't own a single Packers thing, even though I'm technically a Packers fan, so...
I could have worn my New England sweatshirt, but it's kind of too late for that.
Too late. Jaguars versus... Jaguars versus Bills. I think the Bills are going to move on.
I agree with you. I do think the Bills are going to move on.
I want that big
really
upset.
Struggled with this one though, because Jacksonville is one of the like hottest teams in the league right now.
Yeah.
Like they have been on. I think it's either an 8 or 9 game win streak.
Jesus Christ.
Like they've been doing really. What?
I said Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like they've been doing really well. However, it's Jacksonville, and they're like historically a terrible team, so I can't put any faith in them.
I just don't think they have the playoff potential.
That's the thing. I feel like Buffalo has way more big game experience.
Mm-hmm.
To where I think that will propel them over.
Yeah. Patriots versus Chargers. I have the Patriots going on.
I do too.
Yeah. Chargers always fumble it in the playoffs. So like
they fumble it everywhere. There's literally a phrase for like football fans called Chargered it, because they always mess up. So
yeah.
I also have the Pats moving on. I'm shocked the Pats were as good as they are this year.
They came out of nowhere.
The thing is with the Pats is that their schedule was like fairly easy in comparison to some other teams.
Mm-hmm.
But like we still beat some like tough teams too on the road there, and I'm like, how did we do this?
Yeah. So how the NFL playoffs work, whatever the lowest team that still moves on plays the highest team. So technically for me, the Bills play the Broncos because the Bills are 6th and they're my lowest team that I had move on.
Yeah, Houston's 5th, right?
Yeah. So the Bills are the lowest. Right. So I have the Broncos versus the Bills and then the Patriots versus the Steelers.
So I have Broncos versus Bills, Patriots versus Houston.
And I think the Broncos will beat the Steelers, and I think the Patriots will beat the Bills. Oh my God. I think the Broncos will beat the Bills, and the Patriots will beat the Steelers. There we go.
I think playoff experience, again, comes into play. I don't think many people had Denver doing well this season. They are a younger... I don't even know if they're a younger team, but I don't feel as high on Denver as their record states.
Okay.
So I actually have the Bills moving on, and I have the Pats moving on, and it's a divisional championship game.
And so, for me, out of the Broncos versus the Patriots, I do think the Patriots will move on into the Super Bowl game.
Damn, you give us so much credit. I have Buffalo beating us.
I think they're going to end up fumbling in the end like they always do. I don't know. I really struggle with what to do here. I just think the Pats are so young to where I wouldn't be surprised if we moved on because both times we played Buffalo this year, it has been one game we won and one the Bills came back and like the fourth to win by like 1 or 2 points. So for me, it's close, but I think the reason I put Buffalo moving on is I think this is the last time in Buffalo's window, really, to like win a Super Bowl. Oh,
and I think they're hungry for it. Like I think this is their best chance. They don't have, yes, their record isn't like the best, but they don't have to go through the Chiefs anymore. I think Denver is worse than what their record says it is. And I think the Pats, well, great. They just don't have the like experience to move on just yet. I think next year, I do think the Pats would beat them. And they still could this year.
Yeah.
I think this is Buffalo. I have Buffalo winning. I'll just spoil that. I think this is Buffalo's one and only time to get it.
Obviously, the Buffalo was out pretty quickly for me. I think they're gonna fumble it. I think there's gonna be a big injury. I think there's something's going to happen that they're not gonna get very far. So.
I mean, you could be the case. I do think the AFC is pretty open.
Yeah.
Who's going to move on? I don't know. I felt good about Buffalo in the earlier bracket. I feel decent about them now. I would prefer to move the Patriots on, but if I'm doing this realistically, I just don't think we have enough playoff experience yet.
I think the history is what it allows them to just go for it and be able to go for it.
I guess, but that entire, except for our offensive coordinator who came back, I think the entire team is essentially brand new other than ownership. And granted, we do have a strong culture built around there, but Belichick was our coach, Brady was our quarterback. The core pieces are different. So I think even though we have the history, but granted, Brady won his first one in a really random year. So who knows? Honestly, NFL is pretty hard to predict.
It's only one. Yeah, I honestly, it's one of my least favorite playoff things because it's only one game and it's not a series of games like most other. I will say
why they don't do it as a series, though.
Yeah, I get it because they're they only play 15 games and how many 20 games in a season?
15 games.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's it's a short sport compared to many other sports.
Well, it's more, I think, how incredibly physical it is. You're getting tackled, there's the concussion risk and everything.
Hockey.
In a different way. I would argue hockey is super physical, but it's not necessarily requiring you to go charge head first at a guy who's 400 pounds.
okay, the 400 pounds is a no, but, like, I'm like, they charge head first at each other all the time. What do you mean?
I know they do. I think it's a different type of physicality, though.
But, I don't know.
Also, NFL's bigger, and there's more emphasis put on their, like, concussions and injuries.
Yeah. Well, I think the NFL doesn't need more games because it is, like, America's sport, and even, like, in other countries, it's... Yeah. Well, baseball used to be. Baseball did used to be, for sure. But it is America's sport. They have the fans. Even they have the international fans, too. They don't need the money from playing a whole bunch of games. They could have the money and be even...
I think they make more money.
Oh, yeah.
It keeps it as more of a, like, desirable commodity.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're in basketball, you play, 40-something games at home per season? Probably similar with hockey. Like, it's not as hard to get tickets. So
yeah.
Prices up.
Well,
basic economics.
Not as hard to get tickets. I was more saying, like, not as hard to get tickets. When you have star players on your team, it's really hard to get tickets. Like, especially now, the Minnesota Wild, you can't, not a single, like, it's annoying. Prices have gone up. It's annoying. I got my 2 games in this season, so I'm happy. But, anyways, off onto the NFC. So we have the Panthers and the Rams, the Eagles and the 49ers, the Bears and the Packers, which, holy shit, that's gonna be chaos tonight. Tonight. Chaos. I'm so happy it's in Chicago because I wouldn't be leaving my room.
Jamie lives, I used to live. We live
I don't really care. There's not enough people. I live where the opposing team stays.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's not fun.
Area.
And then
Where you are is technically bigger.
Yeah. And the Seahawks have a bye into the next round. So,
the series I am probably the most excited for the entire... I don't even watch the Packers or Chicago, but I want this.
It's going to be utter chaos. Chaos.
Overtime so bad, by the way.
That would be great.
Okay.
But the Packers are too injured.
I think Chicago's going to win, but I want to
devastate
your friends and family in Green Bay.
It's just, I think it would be a better game if we had Love, if we had, what's his face, the other really big player who's injured. He was the one that got traded at the beginning of the season from the Cowboys. That was the really big trade. I don't remember it. I don't remember his name, but he's injured too. So we're really down a lot of players. Like, I was watching the game on Christmas weekend. They just lost to the Vikings. That's how bad it's been. But the Christmas weekend game, like, they were just constantly injured and down on the field, and it was just bad. It was.
Oh, Jamie, I hold resentment towards the Green Bay Packers, guys. So my freshman year, it might have been my sophomore year. No, it was my sophomore year because I was friends with Kai at that point. We went to the farmer's market in town, and you froze, so I don't know if you're hearing me or not.
I am hearing you. You're fine. Yes.
Okay. So we went to the farmer's market.
Yes.
And Fleet Farm, which is a Wisconsin brand.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a Wisconsin brand. It might be a Midwestern brand. It doesn't exist in New England. Had a little booth with, like, free memorabilia or whatever of, like, Packer stuff. But I just saw NFL, so I walked over to the thing, and I was like, it's all Packer stuff. The lady running the booth was like, are you not a Packers fan? And I went, no, I'm a Patriots fan. And I got told to get out of the booth. So I am resentful. I know it's for the bit, but I am resentful towards that lady. So the Packers will not move on. Just spite her.
They weren't going to move on anyways. So, okay, I guess we'll get it out of the way. Packers are gone. Like, Bears are moving on.
The Bears do have the Pope on their side.
I was just going to say they're just not injured.
Yeah, they have the Pope on their side.
For the Panthers and the Rams, I have the Panthers moving on. I just based that off of seeding. I don't know.
The Panthers over the Rams, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I based it off of seeding. They're a higher seed.
I think the Rams have the better record.
They're not the higher seed.
Yeah, I think the Panthers have an 8-9 record.
Then why? They're 4th. Rams are 5th.
Yeah, because they won their division. Panthers won their division.
Oh.
Rams are in a harder one.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. Panthers I have moving on. It's not like they're going far.
I disagree with you on that one. I think the Rams are moving on.
You're going to hate my next one. That's the one you're going to hate.
You have the Panthers moving further on?
No! I'm saying the next one in the next two pairings. The Eagles and the 49ers. I have the 49ers moving on. I want them to upset. Hard.
They're too injured. I have Philly.
Nope. I'm going for the hard upset. So, with the 49ers being my lowest seed, that means they're playing the Seahawks, and then the Panthers are playing the Bears. Which, I would like to preface, everyone, there was a time in my life that I did watch football, and I did enjoy it, and I, watched it with my family. That was the time that it was the big Packers versus Seahawks rivalry. So, I have resentment toward the Seahawks. Just so we all know. But with my Seahawks and Panthers, I have the Seahawks still moving on. I'm going very predictable here, and every 1 and 2 team just keeps going on.
So, for me, because I obviously have the Rams beating Carolina, it would be Rams versus Seahawks, and then it would be Chicago versus Philly. And Chicago upset Philly earlier in the year.
Oh, Chicago's moving on. Yeah.
I have Chicago moving on. And then I have the Rams actually beating Seattle. The Rams have been really, really good this year.
I don't know. Seattle's been pretty good, too. Because obviously they're first.
I don't know.
And I haven't heard about any injuries in Seattle, so that's also kind of what I'm basing it off of.
I guess Seahawks have been on a pretty big win streak, but I don't know. The Rams and the 49ers and the Seahawks all play in the same division, so the division's very clearly competitive.
Yeah.
They still have a ton of wins, and I feel like this is gonna sound really bad. They don't have a lot of fans in LA. So they're not used to having home field advantage anyway, so them losing it in the playoffs won't impact them as much as it will for other teams.
I like how that's the logic.
Yep.
So I have Seahawks Bears. I think the Bears are gonna move on into the Super Bowl game.
I don't think Bears have enough experience, so I have the Rams moving on against Buffalo, which is why I was so shocked with the placement of the Rams.
I'm going historic. I'm going for 2 very historic teams being able to have that franchise history behind them and being able to have those fan bases behind them, being able to make them move forward. And they're 2 teams that were doing good. Their records were second. Both of them. So I have the Patriots and the Bears, but I hate to say this. I hate to say this because I hate all Chicago sports teams. I'm giving it to Chicago. I know you have the Buffalo winning.
I think Buffalo, if this is Buffalo's one time, and I think they know that. Josh Allen's an amazing quarterback. I think they're going to do really well. And I think going against the Rams, which they have the same record for, I do think Buffalo's a better overall team than the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've seen the videos of the Bears, team dynamic. I've seen videos of all of that, and they just have that dynamic that it feels like a winning team.
I thought you were about to be pissed that you were going to give me a win.
No.
And you threw down the Bears?
I'm pissed that I threw down Chicago. Because I hate all Chicago sports teams. Like, Wisconsin's biggest enemy is Chicago.
I know.
So, but I...
Even though I have my team losing, I'm pissed off at
yeah. Well, I don't know. We're gonna...
I can't believe you gave it to the Bears. They have no experience. This is the first time they've been good in, 25 years.
They have the history. They were good back in the...
50s or 60s or 70s or whatever.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't know. They're not going to get much support from any team or, any fan bases around them if they go that far, because I think even every Midwestern state will choose anyone but Chicago, but...
I do think Bears fans are coming out of the woodworks.
Oh, yeah. They're like, oh my god, I can cheer for them? They're not, bottom of the barrel team? I will actually be watching the Super Bowl game this year. I don't usually, but Cadillac is announcing their car, so I'm watching it.
I always watch the Super Bowl, so
I'll
be watching it.
I really don't like football. I was sitting there one of the times we were watching the Packers, and I'm like, I just don't get this. It's boring. It's slow. It's such a slow game. They stand there for 5 minutes, every 5 seconds. It's annoying. I watch baseball, so I do watch another really slow sport, but I don't know. There's just something about football that I just can't do.
I like that.
That's a quick pace.
The Celtics have a good record this year, like I said.
I don't remember. I don't remember who I even put for that. We'll figure that out when that comes to that. I think I did.
Yeah, no, because you are smart and have brain cells. Players, not just one. And I was like, I think the Celtics are going to be better than what everyone else said. In terms of the expert. And you know who is better than every expert was saying? The Celtics.
All I'm saying is so far right now, my NHL one is really bad. And I don't remember where I put my basketball one, so.
At least when I was at school, I had you and Kai to make me watch NHL.
Yeah.
On occasion, I did nothing, because I am from Connecticut, and there's no Hartford Whalers anymore.
It was the Whalers played 2 weeks ago against the Nordiques.
Yay.
Technically.
How was Carolina doing? I was really high on them.
I'm fairly sure they're at least in playoff contention. Let me double check. I'm almost 100%. No, I'm 100%. Oh my god. They're 4th right now in the NHL. I knew this because they're creeping back up on the Wild and the Dallas. The Avs can't be touched. Cannot be touched right now, and it's annoying as hell. But
I think that Colorado has good teams because I like to fight my friends.
Yeah. I'll complain more about the NHL when we get to it, because the way the playoff format is looking out to be, it's going to suck for the Wild and Dallas and even the Avalanche, but we'll get into that later. That is the end of our NFL predictions. I have the Bears winning. She has the Bills winning. We'll see what it turns out to be. It's probably going to be nothing like our predictions. I would say I want the Packers to win. They're too injured. I have no faith in them. But yeah, go check us out on all of our socials. We post things on Instagram and TikTok where it's
really inactive, and I'm sorry. I've been so busy. I feel so bad.
I haven't been the greatest on TikTok either. Some days I don't do it. Some days I post 5 videos, so...
In fairness to us, in terms of our socials, it's an F1-based podcast, 90% of the time, and F1 is fantastic.
Luckily, I have a new hyperfixation, so I have been posting a lot about that, which is mainly hockey stuff. So if you guys are interested in hockey stuff, I do post some things, but it's going to be a little more Minnesota Wild centric.
Which is a very niche.
No, it's not. Everyone loves the Minnesota Wild now because we have Quinn, and that's what we need.
Okay.
Anyways, yes, TikTok and Instagram have short form videos, YouTube and Spotify has the podcast YouTube. We also post other things that aren't the podcast on it. Yes. And then, I don't even know, have you been using Threads, Twitter?
I genuinely
honestly,
so busy.
You honestly need to give me the Threads because I'm scrolling on that every day. Every day. I need to start using it.
You have the password.
Okay. Anyways, we'll start posting on those more because I have been scrolling through Threads a lot lately because there's a lot of content I like on there. But yeah, it's at 2OJ Podcast.
I scroll through Twitter. I'm just not posting. It's really unrelated things, like Stranger Things, obviously. Just
you can post that.
Twitter.
You can still post that. You can post your thoughts on everything.
I know.
It doesn't have to be sports-centric. Okay. Anyways, 2OJ Podcast, OJ Pod, or 2OJ Pod is where you can find us everywhere. And I guess we will see you for the next video. Hopefully our NFL playoffs go well. They probably won't. Bye, guys!
Bye.